Alright, hey, what's up you guys? Gavin here with another great artist, DEADMAU5. 4 times 4 equals 12 is the album we'll be looking at today. And, yeah. So, first things first, tell you what we're going to be talking about. It's pretty simple, pretty similar to what we usually do. First impressions, lyrics, band similarities, favorite song, and the singing and screaming styles. So yeah, let's jump right into this. My first impression of this album. Let's see. Well, the first time I ever heard DEADMAU5 like officially, aside from like being nudged that I should listen to them, or you know, having friends play them for me, stuff like that, was at this dance that I went to when I was in high school. I think it was freshman year, and they played "A City in Florida" was the song they decided to play as part of the, I guess, the DJ's set list. And after that, I was like, "Holy shit! I need to find this song." And I don't really know how I remember knowing the song. That's kind of I think I remembered the song, and then my cousin was like playing DEADMAU5, and I found the song through him, which sounds pretty on point because he's a huge DEADMAU5 fan, and I liked the song, but it didn't really like I didn't feel the urge to really go looking for it. But when I found it, I was like, "Oh shit! I remember this song," and I really liked it, and I had like a blast listening to the song while I was going crazy on the dance floor. Everyone was jumping. But yeah. To wrap up my first impression, I guess that I really could get lost in what this like electronic music was, even if it was just as like DEADMAU5 is like simplistic, like techno-y. Gosh, I'm like butchering how I'm going to describe this, but pretty much, if you know what electronic music now is, it's like this commercialized t-shirt wearing or a muscle shirt wearing like genre thing, and they have like a really specific type of EDM that they like listen to and jam out to, and usually artists that stem from not just they have a little bit of variety to them. I feel like DEADMAU5 is really, he has that kind of commercial electronic music, but you can feel that it's very traditional, and it's very like what's the word for it? It's very true. It just feels very real. Like, you know, he got big for a reason because his music is like good, and it definitely has that sound that people like. So I guess to really wrap up, my first impression was that I was pretty excited to really venture out into what EDM music was. It was like the stepping stone to electronic music for me. Okay, so the next thing we'll be talking about is lyrics. Now, this album doesn't really have a lot of lyrics. They're kind of just like choruses repeated. I'm talking about this in earlier videos about how most electronic music doesn't really have lyrics. Like, they have, like I said, choruses repeated, and a couple like words and sentences that are like repeated and maybe distorted. But other than that, it's usually instrumental. So I'm gonna try my best to get some lyrics, but some of these lyrics aren't being actually very easy to read. Okay, here we go. Okay. So let's play musical chairs, one of my favorite games, especially now that you and I have traded place. You walk around in shoes that don't fit for a change. There is no way for you to win this race. Crisscross and turn your shirt inside out. You like to think I can't figure you out. But the tables have turned. What goes around comes around. You're about to get burned. Flip the script. You're checking in. I'm checking you out. You're just too sweet till you get on my nerves and hurt like cavity. You left a bad taste in my mouth, my Sour Patch Kid. You and me, it's no mystery, no magic trick. Let me hear this broken record again. Just press repeat. So it sounds like a relationship that kind of, like the girl's kind of flirting with the relationship about how the relationship is. That's just how I see it. Yeah. So I don't really think there's any other lyrics to look up. It's just her. It's just her repeating. You're just too sweet to. Yeah. So there's not many lyrics. I don't really know what else I can say about the lyrics because there's not really that many. If you want to like tell me what you think about the lyrics, leave it in the comment section and I'll read it. But I really don't think there's much to say about the lyrics. It's kind of just electronic. I think Raise Your Weapon has some other lyrics. But the website that I'm getting these lyrics from isn't really working, and yeah. So based off of the lyrics, they don't really correlate a lot. They kind of like Sophie Needs a Ladder is more about a relationship, and Raise Your Weapon is kind of like standing up for yourself. Like oh, hold on. Alright, so we'll look up Raise Your Weapon real quick. But I really don't think that they have much importance. If you want to get mad at me about it, tell me. I feel bad saying this. So ripping through like a missile, ripping through my heart, rob me of this love, raise your weapon, raise your weapon. One word and it's over. Ripping like a missile, ripping through my heart, rob me of this love, raise your weapon. Love your ego, you won't feel a thing, always number one, the pen with the bent wrist, crooked wing. Sign away our peace for our war, one word and it's over. Dropping your bombs now on all we've built. How does it feel now to watch it burn? Burn, burn. Raise your weapon, raise your weapons, and it's over. So I guess Sophie, usually this is how relationships go. If you've ever been in a relationship, usually there's a lot of ups and downs. I think this album is really, I guess if the lyrics are gonna represent anything, it's pretty much that there's a lot of ups and downs. Other than that, none of the other songs really have much lyrics. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I don't think there's much to say about it. They don't really take anything away or really bring a lot to it. I remember like Adventure Club did a really good job of, it was, some of it was about love, some of it was like empowerment, and I thought that was really cool. So like, yeah. Alright, so the next thing I'm talking about is band similarities. I couldn't really think of any bands that came to mind when it came to DEADMAU5, because he has a really like traditional techno style to him, and it's very authentic. Like I said, that it's kind of it feels like commercialized EDM, and then you really listen to it and you really like embrace it, and it has its own thing. I guess kind of Zed, not entirely. Zed has a lot of is a lot more pop music in my opinion. I think he got a lot of buzz from the radio, and that really influenced his music a lot more than DEADMAU5. DEADMAU5 doesn't really have any like thing on the radio or really been influenced too much by them. It's a, I don't know, it's a really good, he's a really good DJ. Every time I listen to him, I'm always like, oh shit. There's I don't know, there's something really authentic about his music, and I can't exactly pinpoint who he reminds me of. If anything, it's more or less a lot of people that he reminds me of. You know, it reminds me of being at like these little festivals I would go to, and like specifically this one, there's a Purple City Area 51 event, and it blew my mind. I forgot, they played a lot of good music that night, and I was really impressed at the DJs they got to play there, and I don't know, that's the kind of sounds that DEADMAU5 really brings to the table when it comes to this. So it's not really that he reminds me of these specific bands, but if anything, this specific time in my life, which is to say is just incredible. I really appreciate the fact that this artist exists. And yeah. Alright, so the next thing we're talking about is my favorite song off of 4x4 equals 12. Now, right off the bat, I just gotta let you know, my favorite song is probably gonna be the song that I was familiar with first, and that, of course, is A City in Florida. This song is so great. When I first heard it, I was just really taken aback, I guess you could say. It's just, I don't know, it's a really good way of using, I don't know what it's called, the synths. There's a specific synth, and it's commonly used, but it's not used the same way DEADMAU5 uses it. And I found that just so original, and like, it makes me want to just get up and jump. And usually, you know, some EDM does that for me, but usually it's just drum and bass or jungle music that really gets me like, bah. But DEADMAU5 has a very special spot in that category for his music. It definitely has that like that house music vibe, that party vibe, that club vibe that it really takes for me to go like full throttle into jump mode. So yeah, A City in Florida is my favorite song by far. Alright, so the next thing we're talking about is singing and screaming styles. Now this album doesn't really have a whole lot of screaming, and this is just with most EDM music. It's not nothing against them. It's not like, you know, they, you know, couldn't employ, you know, a better route, or, you know, go that poppy route. I think if there's a lot of vocals, it can come off as poppy, and I mean, it's not always the case, but sometimes that feels like the case. And well, if they minimized it, it's not like a bad thing either. I really get into instrumentals as well as vocal, I guess, what is it? Female vocals, or like, I don't know what it's called, but like it's something used in melodic dubstep a lot, chill step, all that stuff. I don't know, it's like vocal mix or something. It's not always necessary. Like, I know Zed, he uses a lot of vocals, and it comes off kind of poppy, especially with the vocals that he uses. Selena Gomez being a top brand name, and like Hayley Williams and I forgot who else. Oh, and Kesha. So, I mean, it's not a bad thing. I have a heavy heart for Zed, but I at the same token, like, DEADMAU5 is coming over here just instrumental all the way through, and it's like, damn, dude. Getting up there. But yeah. So as far as vocals go, it's just like clean female vocals, something you'd find real like immediate in the in my opinion, the EDM scene. If you want to argue with me all day and night about, you know, the scene and what I know and what I don't know, please, by all means, leave in the comment section. I would love to read what you have to say. Also, I have a knack for arguing, so if you really, really want me to get into it, state something good. But yeah. Alright guys, so if you liked the video, give it a big thumbs up. If you have any other suggestions for musicians, bands, movies, books alike, leave in the comment section. I'd like to get your input on some of the things you'd like to see on this channel. Other than that, I have a playlist in my profile of a bunch of music stuff, from EDM to hip-hop to what I like to call my own selection of music TV. Usually it's just a compilation of all the music videos that I really enjoyed and I find the most entertaining. Yeah. Don't forget to subscribe. Peace.